Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons & Dragons Valkyrie, a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign where a bunch of complete strangers who met on Reddit become the best of friends while playing Dungeons & Dragons live for you every Monday night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am the Dungeon Master for the evening and your host for tonight, the Majestic, creator of this channel here on YouTube as well, on Twitch. I always do that. That's like the third time I've done it so far. Here on Twitch, which is www.twitch.tv/TheMajesticGamin, G-A-M-I-N, no G, as well as the YouTube channel where all of these get uploaded to, which is The Majestic, which you can find just by searching The Majestic or by going to youtube.com/The Majestic. Today, I am joined by the same incredible group as the past few games, which I will let them introduce themselves, and let's mix things up a little bit. Tonight, starting with Justin. Justin, say hello and plug everything that you would like to and tell us who you are playing for the evening.
Hi. I'm Justin. I'm playing the, I'm tired. Sorry. I'm playing the Fire Genasi Warlock Zashmar Efreet. And I also run a YouTube channel called Zero Score. If you wanna check that out as the plug.
Definitely do that. If you are watching on YouTube, the link is down below in the description. Go check that out. Next up, Rachel, are you there? Oh, we heard something. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Rachel, and I play our half-elven rogue, Mira Helder.
Perfect. Very, very nicely done. Anything that you would like to plug? Anything on Etsy or anything like that?
Not right now. I have to let my mom brew coffee. Hold on, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Fair enough. While coffee is being brewed and everybody gets all energized for tonight's game, we also have Brandon, who is coming to us really strong with the commitment. He is right now. I will let him tell you what he would like to, but he is joining us as well from where he is. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello. I play Jax, the Dragonborn Paladin, and I'm at the hospital right now, waiting on the birth of my son.
Firstborn son. His firstborn son is gonna be like in the world within a matter of hours. Like you don't even timestamp this as days anymore. Not quite minutes either, but you would timestamp this as hours. ETA blank hours. And we are all super excited and happy. And by this time next week, you guys will be holding your firstborn. But yeah. Okay. So let's get into the game, Dungeons & Dragons, which you guys have tuned in to watch. Today, it's really interesting. The group last week was venturing around the Citadel a little bit, which is the largest city and for the most part the capital of all of Valkyrie, but completely intentional in its design. It was built up as this one structure in the very center of the entire land. It's only about a few thousand years old, but it does have its own, Jarl and leaders and stuff like that. Not quite a king, but a democratically chosen and elected Jarl. He is throwing a ball, and throughout the process of trying to get invitations to this ball, the group went on various adventures and ended up joining the Fighters Guild in order to do so. But in the last episode, Zashmar Efreet was with the group when they were trying to meet Jeff. Nope, I know this. Jeff Lockmead, that's what it is. Jeff Lockmead, a famous writer and adventurer who goes off and tells valuable exploits of his expeditions. And he had quite a line out front, mostly, teenage, quite a few middle-aged as well, females, waiting to meet Jeff Lockmead. And they really wanted to shorten the line. So Zash pretend to be Jeff Lockmead, and they got the attention of all the fangirls to a bit of an extreme. They were like die hard chasing after him with a incredible persuasion by Jax that was Jeff Lockmead and they should go chase after him. and then Zash decided to throw up a poisonous cloud to deter them.
To help.
To help. It helped a little, but it was sort of a stampede effect where, yeah, the people in front of the cloud tried to stop, but the people behind sort of were still turning around the corner. They were still rushing. They were pushing, and a lot of people died. Yeah, like a lot. I think total was like 32 or something.
26, if I remember correctly.
26, up there.
And then a few
double
guards.
digits, you know. And then the guards had like a nat 20 on the response too. So guards were surrounding, people were dying, and now the day of the ball, the morning of the ball, the group is supposed to be escorts and fighter guild members to help. Well, escort the dignitaries, which we found out at the very end of the last episode were not actually dignitaries from the city of Thornapple, but instead Mira's mother and her 2 twin brothers. Well, half-brothers. So, being approached by the leader of the Night's Watch, KNIGHTS, who was the same guy who interviewed them for the position, considering how it was a very high-profile job at the time, and it still is a high-profile job. They're supposedly going to pay the Night's Watch a lot of money for this protection, but Mira probably knows a little bit better that they're not actually gonna really want to pay anything. But nonetheless, Mira was told by the leader of the Night's Watch that their friend, who he assumed she knew him, but she still held her denial, was wanted for questioning by the Night's Watch. Mira quickly passed this information along to Jax, waking him up with the little communication stones, which they had possessed in the last episode as well. And I would say that the 2 of you have woken up. It's early on in the morning, but I would say that Zash, you're still asleep for the time being a little bit. Mira, we're gonna join in to where you were just introduced to the Thornapple dignitaries and brought up to their cart. The moment that the leader of the Night's Watch opened up that door and you saw your mother, a little bit of you sunk inside, just the sudden reappearance in your life of your mother and all the things that had happened, not just since you left her, but also what you sort of end up like remembering her differently now from that experience that you had in the woods with the fairies as well. The Night's Watch leader goes, I'll leave you 2 to get acquainted, and you can just go up into the carriage there if you want to join her. Yeah, I'll go talk to the pilot up there, you know, and he just walks away. Still quite surprised and very awkward from the experience earlier this morning where when he walked into the room, Mira was naked. So what would you... I will leave it up to you. What happens?
Well, Lady and Lords Grievish.
Oh, he's
I think
walked
we should,
away by this point. You can drop that. What are you doing here? And a member of the Fighters Guild, nonetheless. Didn't I teach you how to get your money in much more decent ways?
This is a temporary arrangement, and also I believe you also telling me, I don't know, stick to small jobs. Why are you going to a gathering of some of the most big name marks ever?
You can only stick small jobs for a while. you would not believe how easy it is to forge documentation from the city of Thornapple. It's like... It's so simple. Any imbecile could do so. But I came in under a complete ruse. Nobody knows who I really am. Nobody knows that I'm actually Beth Miller, and I can walk away fooling so many in an instant. And then what? I have to stay away from the Citadel for a few years. I can do that until most of these rich old dudes die.
You'd probably die first. I do have a question, though. Are we actually getting paid? Because if we're not,
of course.
What's from stopping? Oh, the full amount?
Yes. I might be a bit of a gold digger, but I'm true to my word to an extent.
Well, we've skimped out on more people beforehand, so what's to say you were gonna skimp out on this?
The fact that I had to pay most of it up front. But, you know, now they know it's you. Oh my god. You should have seen me back when that guy started explaining to me the group that would be protecting me. How do you plan on protecting me anyway? Nonetheless, when I heard that it would be such a half-elvish, dark hood, glum and brooding type female, I knew that it would be you, without a doubt.
Well, that was a bit of a stretch. My description is pretty common, really.
Yes, well.
Wishful thinking, I guess.
Maybe. Could have been looking. So how did you end up here anyway? All the way to the Citadel.
That is a need to know for me to know, and you two probably never find out.
Well, like you said, I taught you to just play the small game. So what, you just left and ran off to the largest city in the world? Well, you haven't even acknowledged your brothers. Yeah, you haven't even acknowledged us. Are you still there, Rachel? Boy, I thought it was Madman talking in the air before. While they're going through this, then, we are going to skip over to the beginning of the day, then, to Zash. Hi, Justin.
Hi.
This has got to be one of your favorite moments, you know, being asleep and all.
Sure.
You're in a very familiar place, Zash. All around you is once again the open field, once again surrounded by a tree line that is once again too far out of reach. But this time, just the night before, you felt so in control of it. You felt so powerful over it. You felt like you could see the entity in your mind. You felt like you could control him a little bit even. And certainly control your environment. We once again join into a very dark, though, very glum environment around you. Once again, you feel so stiff. It's like you're once again hardening in the river as you made your escape out of it once Mira pushed you to the icy bath unexpectedly. And you hear the voice once more, which has been taunting you, but this time almost gloating. But you don't know why. Those were some fun times. How did you enjoy it?
Can we get past the small talk? I have a question for you.
No. I asked the question, and as he says that, the chill just forces up against you. You don't know why he changed so much from your last encounter. You felt like the two of you had an understanding. Felt like you, yeah, sure, had to deal with the burden of this demonic asshole, but at least you had control a little bit of it. But now he's not giving any way into allowing you to take back any control, as once again that cold stings against your skin. It hurts, and you wince down a good bit, trying to contain your warmth and get as close as you can for just a moment until it slowly subsides down, and it once again How did you like it?
Like what?
The murder. What? Did you think it was sheer coincidence you got stronger with every life you took?
I mean, it's a racial ability, so yeah. But,
Fair enough. I know.
I know. I'm just making a joke. I didn't think about it too much, honestly. I was just trying to get away.
Did you feel that immortality you were going for? You took the lives of, what? 2-3 dozen innocent little women. And now you felt what it was to be immortal.
Yeah, I guess I did.
It feels good. It feels good to have such power in your grasp. To be able to know that all those puny little weak humans can attack you all that they want. And all it will do is chink your armor.
I think you're getting a contact high, bud.
Oh, maybe. I haven't felt this alive in a while. Oh, let's get some more fun going.
Yeah, about that. What's this plan you have for me? Is it related to this guy we have to protect?
Am I on?
Yes. Hello.
Oh my God. My Wi-Fi decided to die for a few minutes without any warning. Sorry about that.
No
I completely
worries.
forgot what just happened.
Fair enough. Technical difficulties are completely understandable. We will get back to you. Don't worry. We moved on over to Zash in that incident. He's having a little bit of, we'll say, reflection in his dream.
Okay.
Sorry.
Killing the mood, princess.
I'm sorry.
No worries. You're all good. Real quick, I didn't even catch it anyway, so that's a good point for me to ask. What did you exactly say? It was a bit difficult to tell with the.
What was the last
accent.
thing you said? You were about to say something. Oh wait, shoot. Sorry. Bleh.
Yeah, just sorry.
I'm stopping.
I was asking if the plan that the spirit has for me has to do with the guy we're supposed to protect. I just have a hunch I'm supposed to kill him instead.
I love that you just want to kill another beautiful. And I know you didn't say that, but again, he can see your thoughts. And as you thought about that guy, you thought about just like, just stabbing another person, or just, of course, using magic in order to
I can't hear you at all.
Me?
Yeah, you cut out really bad there.
Oh.
Yeah.
My bad. I think.
Start over?
Episode 22 is cursed. There we go. Technical difficulties, hopefully. Boy, from the very beginning, too. Thank you so much for sticking with us, the two people who are in here. Again, go ahead and leave comments, say things in chat. I'm looking at it right now. I always love to see those while we're playing, and I try my best to incorporate. But I said that he could still see your thoughts, and he still knew that even though you didn't say anything about probably having to kill this guy and that you'll just kill him, or not necessarily that, but just the thought of killing him, he was still able to see that, and he said, "Ha ha ha ha! I love that you go right to killing. I don't know much about this guy. It's not really him that we're going after, but I'm betting the people that pull his strings. But that being said, you might want to hide this little piece of metal around your neck from him."
I think I'm going to have to hide more than that if it comes down to it.
Alright, they're probably all wanting to kill you now.
Yeah,
Well,
a little hard to think about being immortal when everyone wants me dead.
we could just fly through the front door. That would be better. I mean, you could just let the other two go ahead and say that you'll stick behind with the puppies and stay out of sight. And while they're busy on the inside, you can bust through that front door. 'Cause you know they'll have your back. You can just fight all those innocent people and murder whoever you want, and they'll back you up. And then you can just go up to the top floor and murder that guy just like you wanted.
You know I didn't mean to kill all those stupid fanatics, right?
Didn't you?
I'm not a psycho.
Aren't you? Who
Not
says?
like you are.
Oh no, you'll never be like me. You'll try, but never. But who says that it wasn't that little sliver of my soul in you that thought, hey, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be just a blast to throw up this poison toxic cloud? I mean, sure, 90% of you would think that they would stop, but are you so convinced that that 10% knew that they would keep running?
I think that 10% of me didn't care. That's kind of on them.
Indifference is also evil. And it's a starting point. But we'll let that seed grow in the future. And soon, you'll get oh so accustomed to my domain. And as he says that, once again he fades out, but it gets once again shivering cold for a very brief instant as you wake up in chills, once again sort of thawing off from that dive in the river that you took last night. The puppies are there though. They're licking you, and they were woken up by your sudden and sort of not necessarily frantic, but you're just upset, and sitting upright in order to wake up. They come up and they curl, and two of the heads start licking you. And it feels very warm and soothing, especially in those exact spots as that warmth emanates and starts to move from like the arm where they licked you all the way across your body. Okay. Oh, I see. Rachel, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, we switch back to you then.
I have no idea what was last said, so
Okay.
this should be fun.
Well, when you cut out, your mother, just said that, yeah, maybe she was just wishfully thinking of you. But, she also asked, why did you go to, the large city when, as you said, she taught you to play the small game? You moved right into the big city.
Well, I'm not playing the big game. In a big city, there are a lot of people. With a lot of people, there are a lot of small jobs you can pull. You don't have to be in a small town. In fact, doing a job in a small town makes the job bigger than it could actually be.
That's true if you're playing the short con. But if you're going for the long con, you have to go to those small towns where the moment you walk in, everyone will know that you're new. This way, you know that that's a town where everybody knows each other. Everybody's become infatuated with one another, and infatuated with small town living, and infatuated with just neighborliness. Ugh. And then, you know that they'll trust you. Because very rarely have those people experienced distrust. If they had, they wouldn't be so neighborly, and you know that. So, have you been in this town all along, then?
Here and there.
What is there?
Well, as is accustomed to our family, I don't stay places too long. I still travel.
That's good. I suppose you do need this little excursion to go out and see the world for yourself. She just is quiet and sits there looking at her nails and just sort of picking them.
So, are you staying at the Golden Dreams?
Yeah, what a quaint little overpriced place. But if you know how to haggle them, they can come down a little. Yeah, the rooms are quite exquisite, but I'm really drawn in by the saunas.
Are there any other Thornapple delegates?
No. That's the good thing about it. Thornapple is just such a neutral area. And not only are all the documents so easy to make, but once you do, you hardly ever run into someone who actually is from Thornapple. Especially considering that most of them are dwarves. Have you ever tried to speak with a dwarven diplomat? No, that's why they don't have them.
It is a lot of fun. So you bought 50 rooms.
Wait, one more time? DM? Yes.
Oh, sorry. So you bought 50 rooms then?
No, I know. As the DM, I'm curious as to what Mira means by that.
She's saying that you had the money to buy 50 rooms in this hotel.
She bought 50 rooms.
Remember Thornapple delegates rooms. Room 300 to 350. I have the room to key 313.
No, 315.
313.
Okay. It was like, I don't know. Okay. I don't exactly remember the... Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, nonetheless, she goes, yeah, that was more so for privacy. And again, if you buy in bulk, you can really haggle them down more.
Well, you should really, and I hold out key to the room 313. You should really keep an eye on who might go asking around.
You wouldn't do that, though.
Do what?
Go asking around. And who else would? I know that was a vague attempt at a threat.
I'm just saying, if thornapple is so common, it's very easy to get what's yours taken from you by someone using the same ruse.
The same ruse?
And I take out my thornapple pin. I kind of like wave it and waggle my eyebrows.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Like mother, like daughter. I suppose with your skill set, that would have been the easiest one to go with. Maybe there's a reason why I picked Thornapple, aside from the delegates and the ease, after all.
You can believe whatever you want. But now let's discuss business. What do you need us to do? Do you need us to stay out of your way during this ball? Or do you need us to be extremely close?
Business, business, business. I don't care. Once you get into the ball, you can do whatever you like. It's really just because the stupid oaf of the Night's Watch insisted that we had some protection. After all, when he heard that it was just the three of us, he was really frightened, I guess, with this whole uprising or something. I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm fine once I get in there. I'm just gonna go mingle. With some more than others, yes, but nothing that I need to be coddled with, certainly. And not by you.
That actually works pretty well for me. But to keep up appearances, I might have to have someone on your tail. I hope you understand.
If you insist, then it should be you.
Fuck no.
Does Mira
I'm
say
not
that?
going to be anywhere near you when you're trying to do a con.
Well, why not? You used to love it.
Because I'm sick of working with you. That's why I left.
Speaking of sick, remember when you were 8 and you pretended to have that deathly illness? Oh my gosh, it was so adorable the way you swindled all those poor workers. I knew that you would be perfect for this line of work. You still are.
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying I don't want you to weigh me down.
Weigh you down? I would think that you would be so enchanted by the ability to follow in the footsteps of the best con woman in the entire land.
That's debatable.
By who?
I'm sure if you dig underground long enough, you'll find much, much better swindlers.
Better swindlers than me.
You just stay a bit too close up top to the surface.
So this underground, was that where you were?
I'm speaking metaphorically. Like criminal underground, I think you would know the lingo by now, Mom.
Sure. Nonetheless, you haven't even said hello to your brothers. Say hello, give them a big hug. As there you see Tanner and Taylor, you've seen them a while, but they've just been really, really silent, just watching you and Mother speak, as they'll often say. And Tanner's like, nice to see you, sis. And Taylor, yeah, it's pretty good to see ya and all. How's it
I
going?
missed you guys.
Yeah, missed you too. Why did you leave?
Say that again?
Why did you leave?
Couple of reasons.
Well, we're a couple of people. Hopefully it wasn't us. Yeah, I no idea. It might be. For all we know.
No. It wasn't you two.
Sure. So you say. But it was just the three of us. That you knew. Yeah. Probably had to be at least one or a few of us.
I didn't miss that, though. Alright, but seriously, though. I need to know any details that you're willing to spare before we start this.
Why? Why do you need to know any details? And why would I spare them if you're not wanting to join the cause?
Fair enough. I'm just going to warn you.
Oh, you're
that
finally
this-
becoming less subtle with your warnings now. Good. You were never very good with that whole subtlety thing.
This gathering has the very potential to be extremely dangerous.
Yes, so that oaf told me.
Well, I don't know anything too much about an uprising, but I know that there have been poisoning attempts lately of the citizens in vast amounts. I don't know if it's from up top or not, but I'm just saying be careful who you associate with at the top of the food chain.
I will. Thank you for the information. As you know, it goes a long way. I'll be sure to throw in an extra 10 gold for you. She lets out a good little smirk, thinking that she has quite the upper hand.
Well, if you're not going to talk anymore, then I think I'm going to leave. I have my own problems to deal with before tonight.
If you say so. She opens up the carriage before you can even, finish saying that sentence or even getting your thoughts about that sentence, and she goes, "It was so wonderful to meet you. I feel ever so safe, kept in your and your friends' hands."
I hope to do my job to the best of my ability.
I would expect nothing less.
And I walk out.
Are you both all satisfied with the meet and greet that has been established here this morning? yes, quite infatuated indeed. That's good to hear. And you little late woman fighter.
Close enough.
All right. We will leave you to it then, Miss from Thornapple. Have a good diplomatic day. As he starts walking with you back to the inn, or not the inn, back to the Fighters Guild. So you still need to get in touch with that one person to the best of your abilities, not necessarily friend, as you said, but, that person, if you can.
If I find them, then I will try and get them to talk to you. What is your name, by the way, so it's easier when I get to the watchtower?
I'm trying to make sure that I did not already tell you this.
I don't remember because I didn't write it down, if I do know.
I'm pretty sure that I did say it once, and I'm pretty sure that he said, "My name is Golfric Ironclad."
All right. Well, I'll see you later.
I suppose, seriously though, we need to speak to that guy. Some members of the guard are not going to question first. If they see anyone fitting a ashen kind of description, they might take it upon themselves to seek retribution for the heinous acts committed yesterday, and he should be very aware of that.
All right. Exactly how many of ashen complexion do you think are in the city? What's your pool of suspects?
It is very, very rare. I have never met another person with that kind of that skin color before. Yep. He's still trying not to look you in the eyes, or certainly not below.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Oh,
Have a good one. He starts to walk away from you, Juno. Alright.
where am I near at the moment?
You are right back at the Fighters Guild. Right over here.
How far away is the inn we were staying
And
at?
that is the inn. About most of the city.
I'm gonna use my
So you
earpiece.
are like right up there, and the inn is like right there. You're all the way back there. The inn is right there. You're gonna use
Of
your
course it
earpiece.
is.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm gonna
you
use my
talk
earpiece.
to Jax once again.
What about Jax?
I think Mira's trying to contact you on the earpiece.
Okay.
Oops.
Jax, are you awake?
I am awake. We've already talked this morning.
Right. I've had a whirlwind just happen. Is Zash awake?
Did I see him wake up? I'm assuming so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Okay.
it was sort of noisy when he suddenly jumped up, but he quickly sighed a little bit. Sort of relief, sort of just ugh, and petted the puppies.
Yeah, he's awake.
Cool. Does he have a stone on?
Zash, do you have a stone on?
Yup.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
That's a really good question, because today we really gotta ask.
Well, then you would have heard everything I was saying. Anyway, we have an issue, and
Oh, I took it as assuming that when Jax asked that in person in the room, he took out his stone and put it on.
oh, okay. I'm gonna come back to the room. Oh God, so we have a problem. All right, I'm coming over. Just giving you a heads up so you don't shoot me when I go through the door.
All right.
I think that was directed at me.
Makes sense. Over and out.
Okay, so you make your way on back.
Yeah.
Do us a favor. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Yay! Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
Holy shit, quite a time to get it. Alright.
On a perception check, my worst thing.
Yeah. Oh, wait, do you have negative?
No, I have +1, but I'm
Okay,
still.
cool.
I have not been able to roll well at all for perception checks, like at all.
Alright, I'm not sure how to order these, because you see two things. Both of them are quite might trail off a little. The first one is rather interesting. Very soon after you walk out the Fighters Guild, you see a very familiar, shimmery, short figure. It is not visible to the naked eye. It's just the mere effect of light changing in an unusual way that you remember seeing following you before.
What's the other thing I see?
Do you just continue walking then and he follows you?
I'll walk a little bit and see if he follows me.
Okay. You walk a little bit. He continues to follow.
Okay.
You get to the point of 10 feet is following, 20 feet, 100 feet you've walked. And he's keeping a bit of a distance, but through your roguish training and practices, you're able to look at different reflections and see that there is still a shimmering figure behind you.
Is there anywhere secluded I can duck into?
There are not many alleys, but there appear to be actually a couple of darker taverns. And it's about very early in the morning. The only people who are there are the very, very few individuals you would assume who have slept there all night. But,
Is there one that has less than 2 people in there and a dark corner?
you'd have to start opening doors to find out.
I'll go into one.
You go into the nearest one on your right as you start walking by. It is sort of in the the shopping district up along the side. And
I made sure to keep the door open as long as I can.
Okay. Luckily this is a very, very slow swinging door. Nat 20 on that. This is such a slow swinging door that you open it and it just and it slowly is moving behind you and you're like, oh, thank God for that. You walk in and there's a woman behind the bar and one person slumped over on the bar with a cask of ale in his hand that is spilt quite a good bit all around him, and his face, rather chubbier fellow with his cheek pressed up hard against the hardwood surface, and very loud coming from him as the woman is just rolling her eyes, cleaning out a tankard. But yeah, that is all that is in there. There are many dark corners. There are a couple of dark corners at the far ends.
Okay. Has the figure followed me, or are they staying outside?
Yeah, you notice that the figure shimmers into the doorway. Just at the narrowing, just as the narrowing gap closes a little bit too small for even his figure to fit through.
I go up to the barmaid and say, I need something to get me going, and a small glass of water.
Huh? Well, what kind of getting you going? There are many people around these parts who will start their day off with a hard, with a hard shot of whiskey. But others who will start off with, just some beans ground up and put into water.
Let's just say today's going to be absolutely dreadful, and I would prefer alcohol.
Right. The hard stuff it is, then. She goes up to a higher shelf and starts... There you go. Tell you what, we don't have many people around these parts, certainly at this time. That one's on the house.
Nice. And some water?
you wish.
That shall pay for.
Yeah, that one's free. The water is 20 gold now. She just has at the very, very end of the bar, there are a number of barrels that go along the backside of the bar. Then she goes to the very, very end of one, which has a very, very new looking handle on this barrel, and starts to pour out some crisp, clean looking water that looks like it's never been touched before. There you are.
Thank you. And I take them both to the darkest corner I can find. And I sit at one part of the table, and I push the water across from me.
Okay. Howard, go ahead and give us a strength check.
This isn't good. Ah! That did not land. 11.
Okay. Yeah, no. I just wanted to check you. It slides over to the very perfect spot that you were trying to aim for. And it just rests there for a short bit. Till... Hello again. He gets up. You sort of see the shimmering light just moving across this booth. As you just hear very loud grunts coming from him. And you just see the water just start to vanish. As slowly...
I down my drink.
It fades. The illusion, that is. Huh? You were thirsty, huh?
I'm about to have a really bad day. And I'm sorry for causing you one. Sorry, I shot you. I didn't know it was your shop, apparently. That's what my friend said it was, but I don't know if they'd actually seen you before.
Well, why do you go into places and just start shooting?
Well, it had a crime scene around it, and there were broken things, and I'd seen you following me, so I was suspicious.
That was caused by the other hooligans that, to be honest, I thought I was following you because I thought that you were with them.
Hooligans?
Yeah. Very, very large, most of them. One very big, dragon-y looking person. Another one, I would say, a Goliath of sorts. All sorts of people. Big, small. There were a couple small ones. Not many. Elves, like you. Not my size. They came in, demanding different things, started banging up my shop, mostly looking for poisons. And then next thing I know, they make a whole mess of my entire shop. They put all my potions on the floor. If you mix half of those potions, you have no idea the consequences that will come from it. Yet they did it. I can't tell why. Some people just want to watch the bird burn.
But if the world's burning, then there's nothing left for the rest of us.
Huh. Touché. As he takes his drink and downs a sip of it like he's drinking hard liquor. Like, in his brain, he thinks he is, probably. So if you're not with them, and you shot first by accident, then what were you doing to begin with? Why were you in my shop?
Well, we were there because we were looking for a particular potion, which I left money for on the counter, I swear to all of the gods. But one of my friends needed something.
You left gold on the counter of the place that has the front door wide open. That is almost certainly to this point abandoned. That you saw me flee from, and at that point you had already assumed that I was the owner after shooting at me. And you saw that
I didn't assume that. My friends did. I wasn't sure until right now, and let's face it, we didn't know if you were actually going to come back. It was a thought that counts.
Is it? I'd never heard that. Oh well. Once again, takes a hard drink. Winces a bit more each time afterwards. And again, after he made the illusion fade, it's a relatively very grayed-haired looking gnome. Relatively common to most gnomes that you've seen, but just a little different facial features. Slightly bulbous, more bulbous nose, smaller stature, really squinty eyes, but wears big glasses. You know.
What's your name, friend?
I want to make sure I get this one right. I had notes of it. Okay. Actually, it might be in this book. Sorry.
You're good.
This
My
guy is a bit
name
more...
is Mira.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just to give you some good faith.
He just looks a bit more... Mira. Huh. Half elvish? Quarter elvish?
Half to the best of my knowledge.
Huh. Alright. My name is Aldous McBoyne. And for Rachel, Eildas.
Eildas.
MCBOIN.
MCBOLI.
BOIN. I am positive that that is not what I wrote in my notes, but I could not find it. So, that's that. He was one of the first people that I created, too. Well, first people that I wanted in the world. So it's a bit difficult to find that. Anywho, we continue on. So you never told me. Why were you in the shop? You said a potion. Yes, of course you were in the shop for a potion. That's what I sell in my shops. What kind of potion? Poison?
One of our friends needed to wake up, and I can't quite remember what it was exactly called, but we had a fight at the Fighters Guild, a training match. He went unconscious, but was healed and didn't wake up. So we needed something that could get him awake.
Ooh. Nice little challenge. I'm sure, then, that you found what it was you were looking for, since you never came back.
I did.
Blue vial?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Good. Green vial in that situation could have some nasty side effects.
I tend to not try and take things that I don't know what they are if I'm going to put them into someone's body immediately.
Yet you went into a random potion shop, took out a random potion, and put it into your friend. Genius. As he once again downs now the last bit of the water.
Something you said a little bit earlier is bothering me a little bit. When you said dragon-like person with the group of terrible people who smashed your shop, did he look like the friend I had with me, or different?
I never saw a dragon person in your group. When you shot, I really just saw you through the doorway. That was about
Fair
it.
enough. Could I try and draw a picture of Jackson?
Out of game, he he wasn't the same one that followed us out of the arena after fighting.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. He did follow us.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I only thought of the one encounter. That's my bad. Huh.
Just checking. I mean, it could have been somebody else. I don't know. But you did mention it then.
No, very good memory. Thank you. No, he looked a little bit different. Your friend had black scales. He had bronze.
Question to the DM: what color scales did Devin have from the Fighters Guild?
Devin.
The Argonian I sparred with?
Argonian, yeah, okay. Argonian fighter. He had green. Most Argonians are either green or tan.
Okay.
I was thinking Dragonborn. I'm like, I didn't think he was Dragonborn. Yeah, most of them are green or tan. Argonians don't vary nearly as much as Dragonborns.
Okay. So, there's a bronze Dragonborn in the city. Have you seen them any other time?
Nope. Just the time they went into my shop, then went down into my basement, set off my traps, and stole a good bit of stuff.
Do you know what they stole?
Items here and there. Nothing too significant.
Was there a certain theme to it in the items they stole? Were they used in a particular
Yes,
or
all of
similar
them
way?
were my stuff. Ha! As he goes to once again take a drink and realizes they drank all the last of it. A little bit of sadness comes across his face.
Do you want me to get you some more?
Yes.
Alright. And I go up to the barmaid again and I say, another glass of water, please.
You're lucky the water's free. She goes and gets that. Take that. There you are. Continue having
Thank
fun
you,
in
ma'am.
your quiet corner. Thank you.
Well, again, I'm sorry for shooting you.
Well, it's not like I don't have potions of healing.
Yep, and I did get stuck by one of those triggered traps, so I felt a little bit of pain as well.
Huh. You might want potions of swift feet.
Maybe something more long-lasting than that, but I'll think about it.
Okay. I'll often be found around my shop. Not necessarily in it, because of,
Yeah.
But I'm still around town. I might teleport here and there. But I stay around.
You tend to spy on people quite frequently from what I have seen so far.
Well, yes. When I was following you guys the first time, it was merely to see if your friend needed any help with potions. He looked badly wounded. But, then you guys fired on me, and I didn't care as much.
He's better now, so that's good.
Yes, I suppose. Alright. Well, so long as you're not with the party that ruined my shop, I'm gonna get going and keep on looking. I have a good idea about the underground. Yes.
Well, just stay safe.
He just continues to laugh, and the barmaid looks really confused, having not seen this small gnome walk in. Just sees this small gnome walking out from the corner that you were over, and just laughing to himself, sort of maniacally. continues to walk. Alright. As you then continue to make your way over, we will join back to... Oh, and then there is still one more thing that you see, but not yet. It's still a little bit further down the way. We join back to Jackson's Zash.
I've just kind of been keeping an eye on Zash, making sure he's not trying to run away.
Okay. Smart. You guys
Zash
mostly...
must have went back to sleep.
No, I mean, I thought we were waiting on Mira. Like, we gotta do this thing. They
Fair
need all
enough.
3 of us.
But do you guys not say anything throughout the time that you guys are waiting?
I assumed he'd like train his puppies more, and like we would just kind of do like random stuff.
Mostly
Yeah,
quiet, mostly kept to yourselves, but, you know, little bits of sound and maybe, like, just reading different things, training puppies. Gotcha.
Yep. Just killing time while we wait.
Alright. Then back to Mira. The last thing that you see on your way over, you do see in the shop of this, like, little... I don't even know what it is. You see what appears to be a very ashen-skinned fellow.
I immediately look at them.
Look at who?
The ashen skinned person.
Okay. It's like in the window of like a little sort of coffee shop kind of thing. And he's just chilling out there. Seems very oblivious to most things. There are no guards around. And he's just still chilling there talking to a friend who appears to be mostly human.
Does he look like a fire genasi?
Make an investigation check.
16? Oh wait, no, hold on. Yeah, 16.
He has blue eyes, but he's mostly bald. Looks very similar aside from that. He might be a fire genasi.
Can I go into the shop?
Yeah. You walk in. Ding, ding, ding. This place is quite a bit more crowded than the last place. It's, again, what the woman spoke of, the, mashed up beans, boiled in coffee, fills the air, obviously, boiled in water, obviously coffee. The scent of it fills the air, and a number of people are just, relaxing, whether reading a piece of something that they got off the bulletin board as you walked in the entrance, or just a town flyer, which are up for grabs everywhere around the city, or numerous other things, or just talking to each other. And
Alright.
He's sitting in the, as you walk in, there are rows of seats and I want to say more like benches with tables, and it's at the far back right. And straight ahead of you is the little service counter, which goes off in sort of a V from your direction, and then there are benches to your left and benches to your right. And again, he's at the far back right.
Alright. I'm gonna go up to the counter.
What can I get you? It's this gentleman just sort of relaxing in between orders. Notices you walk in, and he's patiently waiting for you to ask for something that they are going to try and quickly get to you.
If you have hot tea, I'd love some.
Yes, we have all kinds. Oolong, gray, black. What would you like? Jasmine? Dragon's tongue? Nernroot?
As Rachel, I'm trying to figure out which one has the higher boiling point. I'll go with black tea.
Black tea. Got it. So he starts to crush up a bunch of blackened leaves into a little tea thing. He boils it up, makes it, serves it to you pretty quickly. That will be 2 silver.
There you go.
Thank you. And he just moves on to the next person who walked in behind you. How may I help you?
All right. Are there any spots open nearby the?
Yeah,
person?
the booth right nearest the door, like in front of him, because he's sitting with his face facing the door. That one is open.
Okay, I want to try and walk to that and attempt to pretend to trip and splash my tea onto him.
Okay. Go ahead and make, we'll say dexterity check for that one. Just to see if you can pull off the dexterity, making it look like it's an accident, you know? It takes a good bit of moving around to do that.
Alright. Oh god. Another natural 20.
Nat 20. With the most sly of moves, you make it look ever so subtle as you just trip over your own feet just a tad bit, to the point where it's very believable still that you spill the coffee out a good bit as he winces backwards into a good bit of pain. You don't see his hair flare up. You don't see really any sort of fire characteristics fly up at the point, but he's a good bit in pain from this scalding tea, and he just I'm sorry, are you all right?
I should be the one apologizing. I'm so sorry.
It's quite all right, I suppose. I mean, the scolds will last a little bit of a while, but, you know, I will heal, I think. He looks down as it's still singeing a good bit. And pushes on a couple spots, and it's very tender, obviously, to the touch.
Is there anything I can do to help? I'm again so sorry.
Cold water, possibly ice cold, as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
I go over the counter again.
Okay. Right. How may I help you? He doesn't even recognize you. He didn't see anything that just happened. He was just face down and brewing the next thing.
Do you have any ice water?
Ice water coming up. He comes back. That'll be 1 silver.
Here you go.
Thank you. And you head back on over. Thank you. As he slowly just like tries to bundle up the ice inside of his shirt and hold that up against there, and slowly trickles down the water over to soothe the very, very painful throbbing skin.
Is there anything else I can do? I'm really sorry.
I think that will be all right. Thank you.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna get back to my conversation now.
All right. And can I pretend to slip on the fallen tea?
Yeah, we'll say with that dexterity, you're able to do that just as slyly, and you fall down, and now you're looking in pain. He goes, "Oh dear, are you okay? Boy, you are not good on your feet."
I think I hit my head. Oh, I'm starting to feel dizzy.
Oh no, is anyone here knowledgeable about anatomy? Is anyone here a doctor? Can anyone? And nobody really seems to be. Well, there's a doctor. All right. Someone goes, "I'm a doctor." They come over. What's the matter? Are you alright?
I think I hit my head.
Oh boy. You could have a concussion. That could be a thing. Here, do me a favor. Go ahead and look at my finger. Alright, follow my finger. Follow my finger as he sways it back and forth. Moves it up and down. He starts to look at your pupils. He really gets into your face quite literally with his thumbs like stretching out your eyelids to try and like sort of yanking your head a little bit to hold it into the light to see if your pupils are dilating and things like that. Yep. What happened exactly? I did not see everything.
I slipped and fell on the floor.
Right. Okay. For such a thing, I would still, probably request, some magic user to heal you up. That's mainly what I do.
Well, I have a friend who can help me with that. I just need help getting to them.
You do? Okay, I will help you there. Here, come on.
What kind of stature is this doctor?
He's very tall, like, abnormally tall and, like, still, like, a bulkier size. He seems just about as klutzy, naturally klutzy, as you tried to be in this instance.
Does he try and help me up?
Yeah, he tries to start to lift you up without even like saying anything additionally. He's just like starting to like hold you around the shoulder and tries to quickly lift you up and help you. Right, we will get you to your friend in no time. Where's your friend?
I forgot the name of our hotel. I can point out the way.
Right. Well, are you sure? You should probably be helped on the way there in case you fall or fall unconscious or something.
I seem to have hit my head enough to have forgotten the place I was staying. I know the way, though.
That's not good. Retrograde amnesia is no joking matter. As he lets out this really long, exaggerated. I can check with the maybe guards or people. Well, I would say city council, but that they don't really see people anymore. Yeah, I check with the guards, and I can do that and see where you were staying if they know, if anyone's seen you.
You know what?
Do you know your name?
I don't.
Oh,
because geez. I don't like giving it to people who are weirding me out. Are you even a real doctor?
Yes, I'm a real doctor. What?
Can I try and get out of his arms?
Yeah, go and make a strength check.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. 5.
Justin in the chat said he's a Muppet doctor. 5.
He doesn't sound like a Muppet. It was a 5.
You cannot get out of his almost Goliath strength hands. He's like, why are you trying to, what do you mean strange? But he just lets go.
I can get to my friend who's a healer. Please stay away from me.
What? I'll have you know, I'm one of the top-rated physicians in all of the Citadel. As you walk out. Leaving the ashen skin fellow in there. Right.
Say on my earring, if we can find this guy again, I might have a scapegoat for you, Zash.
Oh, I didn't see all the things. My bad.
Well, I might need it.
Probably.
So you guys are there. Okay, I just saw yours, Brandon, too. Yes, if it was Dr. Ray Romano. That's good, too. Yeah, so you guys are in the hotel room now. Or the inn room.
All of us?
Yep.
Cool.
She makes her way back.
Does Mira tell us anything about her mom?
Repeat anything.
I was just asking.
Alright, we have problems. Turns out, Zash, that you are probably one of the only fire genasi in the entire Citadel. Yay!
I am pretty unique.
Yeah, that's not great when you're killing people.
They kill themselves.
I beg to disagree, but I found one guy in a coffee shop. I spilled tea on him, and there was a mess. But we could pin it on him if we can't figure out a way to do things. That is, if we want to make some poor random guy's life a living hell.
I mean, if mine is the alternative.
I'd rather it be yours.
Wow. I thought we had something.
Yeah, a headache, that's what we have.
What are the other problems?
Well, as Jax has probably told you, they are going to shoot on sight if you do not go talk to the head of the guards. I suggest coming up with a really good lie and going there, otherwise they're going to shoot you on sight. And they're only expecting the three of us.
I can disguise myself until we get here, that's no problem.
Yes, but they're going to be crawling around the gala. And you're wanted, so that's not going to really fly.
How long do we think this thing will last?
How do you mean? Just
Like the
being
gala.
wanted? Oh, the gala. I would assume about 3 or 4 hours. It's like a ball, like walk around and talking with appetizers being served on trays as people are out and about, and then a big ball dance, and then dinner, and then drinking and being merry for maybe another hour or so, and that usually one would assume about 4 hours.
Okay.
And it starts at 7, so it'll end at 11.
Okay.
Ish.
Well, I have an okay plan, if nothing else. We have to get through the interview first, though.
Interview?
With the head guard guy.
Oh, yeah. You're questioning.
Yeah.
And we have another problem. Possible problem might not be one, but might be. You know the delegates that we're guarding tonight?
I know of them.
You probably don't. They're not real delegates.
Okay.
Alright.
They are con artists, so that's gonna be fun. But their money is good
What kind
because
of
they had to pay up
artists?
front. The kind that prey on people and, well, their main modum operandi is finding a guy, having the lead woman butter them up, get close, and then take whatever they can, either through a Black Widow run or Runaway Bride run. But I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. This group tends to stick to smaller targets.
2 questions. Are they planning on doing anything tonight, and how do you know all of this?
So the first one, they're probably going to try and plant some seeds somewhere. Not completely commit, but maybe plant a few thoughts here and there, see who's willing to catch on or who they can get their claws into first. The other reason is that I know certain people, and I've heard of them.
Follow-up question. If they're con artists, does this head guard that I'm meeting with, is he also one of the con artists? Are they involved?
Oh, gods, no. He is the real deal.
Okay. So I can't con the con artist then.
I mean, you can attempt to con the con artists, but probably it won't go so well. You can attempt to con the head guard, but again, it might not go so well.
I think your only two options are to come clean or try and pin it on this other guy. I don't feel comfortable pinning it on that guy without knowing if he's already a bad guy.
Yes, or you can lie through your teeth. You seem to be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not those lies stick and they work is up to you.
If the lying goes bad, it could make things a lot worse, though.
Fair point. But I kind of have an edge on the guy who's going to be interviewing him, so it might work out all right.
You just know things about everyone, don't you?
Well, you know what they say. A secret makes a woman a woman.
Never heard that. Sounds like a Maybelline commercial.
It's actually from an anime, but okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my original just to be clear, like I figured we'd probably talk through all this stuff. My original plan was to disguise myself until we get to the guards, and then explain the guards everything that happened. Basically, make myself not sound like the victim, but like it was an accident, because it was. Just some unlucky rolls and whatnot, but you know, the roleplay version of unlucky rolls. And when they agree to let me still do it, as long as no one else knows I'm there, I disguise myself for the rest of the gala. So they know it's me, but no one else knows it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Do you think it'll work?
Is everybody going with that plan?
How long does this guy's self last?
Worst
An hour,
case
but I can
scenario,
cast it at will.
Worst case scenario.
I
Could
do have
we-
that spare gala ticket.
And
So you
we
can
could
stay
disguise
wanted.
you as
Brandon.
someone else. Sorry.
Yeah, you could stay wanted, and we can use the gala ticket we have, and you can be disguised. Or you can do the interview, help clear things up first, which might help us later down the line if you're not wanted.
The goal is to clear myself up, but it won't change the views of the community immediately.
Sure.
So just be disguised for the actual gala. Like have the guards explain, like, you know, their other friend isn't with them because he's wanted, but we got this third person to join in.
Sure.
And that's me in disguise.
And then all I was saying was if that doesn't work out, then we have that other ticket and you can just disguise yourself as someone else and still get in.
Yeah.
True.
Well, let's
But
go.
I'll just be there watching over everyone. I won't be one of the guards.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should try the
Gives
first
you
plan
more
then.
freedom that way, though.
Yeah. But I also kind of want to clear my name, at least with the people that know me.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's like a backup.
Right.
Also, I assume we're going with this plan. I met the person who owns the potion shop.
Uh-huh.
He was following me, and I offered him a drink, and we had a lovely conversation.
That's lovely.
Apparently, he saw the people going in to his shop. There was a group, a few of them, half-elves, humans. There was what he believed to be a Goliath and a bronze dragonborn. And they said they wanted things from him. They stole a bunch of magical items, smashed potions, and I think they might have something to do with this revolution thing. I'm not sure, But, I mean, hooded figures. Sounds kind of culty.
It's a little odd for a bronze dragonborn to be an asshole.
What's special about bronze?
Out of game, generally metallic dragon / dragonborn are like good. Well,
Yeah, but you're chromatic. You're an exception to the rule.
But that's why I was kind of shunned from my clan. It's a small thing.
Generally, it's not always the case.
I'm not saying it's totally uncommon. I'm just saying that Jax as a dragonborn is saying it's a little odd.
Very, very true. And I like that you brought that up too. I like that.
Well, there are good and bad eggs in all walks of life. Shall we try and clear your name, Zash?
Might as well do it in one town.
Oy.
Alright, you guys make your way on over. Nobody's approached by any guards on the way there. A few do let out a couple of stairs, though. I want you guys to go ahead and roll. We'll just say...
I'm disguised, for the record.
You are?
Yeah, I said that. I'll be disguised on the way there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I didn't hear that bit. Okay, never mind. Don't roll. But you guys make your way there to, once again, the, so far as you guys know, head area of the Night's Watch. You guys are greeted upon first entering the front door very quickly by a very familiar fellow. Hello there, little fighter. And I see that you are with the dragon. But what about that other fellow who is...
To make sure he got here in one piece, he has been disguised. He's right next to us.
Zash winks.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Okay. Right. If you would, please follow us into this room. And him and standing behind him are two also larger human fighters on both sides. They point to this doorway, which looks sort of familiar from the outside. There's what appears to be another sort of like little bit of glass, like you guys have seen. That one would assume would be. This time, though, it just looks like a mirror. Looks like a classic interrogation room. Right, have a seat. And if the two of you wouldn't mind, he says as he's leading him to the seat, he walks back to the door. Please be sure to wait here until the end of questioning. But it is a private matter. Young fighter, woman, and dragon fellow. Right. So, where were you yesterday afternoon? I'll get this, says one of the other human fighters. If you want to take it, be my guest. Where were you yesterday afternoon? And yes, it does sound very familiar to the voice. You don't know if this is messing with you, the voice in your head. You don't know if it's the actual voice of the guy, and it's just very coincidentally the same. But this human looks at you, and with sort of a natural, different change of voice, he says, "Where were you yesterday afternoon?"
I was at that Jeff guy's book signing.
That's what we thought. You see, we have witnesses who placed you there. Witnesses who said that you killed 13 people. Or no, not 13, sorry. Oh no, I thought
26.
13. 26. We haven't decided between 26 and 32. Either way, it's not 13. 26 people. What do you have to say for yourself?
I mean, if we're being technical here, they killed themselves. I was just trying to get away.
They go from a leaning position over the table to look at each other and sort of give like little looks at each other. I want you to go ahead and roll a persuasion check. Or, yeah, persuasion.
19.
Just saying. Okay. 19. It was a nat 20. So they continue to look at each other. Don't worry, that's just one of the checks. Right. They killed themselves. A likely story.
Yeah,
hear what you imagine to be
or do you have more questions?
Quite the temper on you, huh?
No, I'm just trying to be respectful.
If you say so.
I guess it's my tone. I've got, the ashy face, the scary eyes. I think everything I say comes across as kind of a dick. I'm sorry.
So how did they kill themselves?
Well, let's take it back a second. He explains how he was, trying to get ahead in line so that his friend could talk to his idol guy there. And so he agreed to, play a little trick on the audience, transform into the guy, go around, all of that. And he says, so the thought I had was to drop down kind of a dispersing cloud between me and them and run away. But all I have in my my magic arsenal, if you will, is a poison cloud. So I dropped that. Why would they go through poison? But apparently these chicks were really fanatic and just ran right through, killing themselves to get to me. Isn't that insane?
You mean to get to Jeff Lockmead?
Well, yeah.
Right.
But
who you falsely took the identity of. And as you know, identities in this town are very important. Go ahead and make another persuasion roll.
Natural 20.
6. Nice.
Nailed
That
it.
was very, very good.
I know.
So as he's saying this and questioning this, the one guy goes, well, to be fair, it seems like some harmless magic. I mean, you should have seen how easily this guy can just change into other people. He might have just been trying to help out some friends and just, run all Benny Hill away and thought that it would be all hunky-dory, and it wasn't. So.
And to be clear, it's not terribly convincing. If you just look a little bit closer, you can tell it's not really the person. All they had to do was check.
And so after all that, you killed those people.
They killed
Killed
themselves.
those guards, our brothers, innocent people.
That one's a little more complicated.
And then what? You just disappeared, changed to another face, hid in the crowd, this time as a woman, pretending to be maybe one of the people that you just murdered. Oh boy, that's not easy.
Right?
Kudos to you, yeah. Alright.
That's why I don't do it very often.
I know.
Have you ever been in a crowd of crazy fans? You don't really think quite clearly in that situation. You just want to get away.
Sure, it must have been something. All those people pining over you. Sure, you must have felt some sort of feeling like a god.
It was kind of just overwhelming. I didn't expect it.
Huh.
He's trying to play it straight.
Go ahead and make one. I would say one more d20 roll, actually. I'm going to say give us another persuasion check with advantage, though, from the last nat 20.
Sure. 17.
Okay, total?
Yeah.
Okay. With the roll and everything? The second roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second roll was a 5, so yeah, it's...
It was also a 17 from them, straight up.
Oh.
You think that we would just let you go up to the capital now, after murdering 4 brothers in arms, 26 innocent women, well, 25 and a man, and you just expect to go up to the capital and meet Lord Eowyn, literally escorting diplomats from the city of Thornapple. What makes you think we'd let you by that front door, let alone the capital wall?
Well, you gotta admit, my ways get results. I managed to get out of that crowd, blend in, not get caught, and I made it all the way here without anyone noticing me. If I can do that for your guy, I think we'll be all right. Sometimes it takes a non-traditional method to get the job done. Don't you agree?
Wow, that was motivational as fuck.
Take
do me a
that,
favor,
Mira.
Dustin. One last d20 persuasion roll.
Oh god.
They rolled a 5.
21.
Yeah. I guess it was. You so much as harm a hair on the head of any of these other people in this city, and I will make it my personal mission to end you. As his voice changes as he talks, he now sounds a bit more like he should. Is that understood?
Got it.
Oh,
He really resists the urge to tell them to train their guards better and not just attack people on sight.
yeah, no, it's good they did that.
Because he wasn't going to attack the guards if they had just asked what happened.
Yeah.
But he knows, he knows not to overstep his bounds.
They wouldn't have asked what happened. They saw you murder them, though.
They murdered
But-
themselves.
It was an at 20. Okay.
Did me and Mira hear this stuff? Were we on the other side of the glass, or?
Go ahead and make a perception check, the two of you. You guys try when nobody's walking too close by or walking down the hallway. You guys take turns trying to put your ears up against the door.
6. I didn't hear anything.
Natural 1.
We're all just kind of like talking, just going like, and yeah, if he can't come, I think that's how we should do it.
You,
Jax is
Yeah.
thinking of butterflies.
Mira, actually, Jack, you're trying to listen, and Mira, you'll, like, occasionally do things like that, and, like, whenever somebody walks by, you'll be like, yeah, so, yada, yada, and it's very obvious that Jax has his ear up against the door, and he's trying to listen, and then he'll notice, like, 5 seconds too late that somebody walked by and, like, try and be all nonchalant about it, up until he finally gets his ear up to the door, and he's almost about to hear something when he hears, well, alright, we will be sure to... as it very loudly opens up right next to his ear, sort of like almost, obviously not deafening, but like a sudden loud noise right up against his ear as the door sort of from the grip of this strong leader of the Night's Watch, he sort of pushes the door in a little bit unknowingly when he just goes for the handle and brings it back, and it bangs up against your head a little bit, and it just loudly, like, pushes the air up into your ear a bit to, like, just hit it a good bit, and you're like, ah! And you fall back. They walk out. I'm very, very glad that we got that cleared up. The rest of you may or may not be happy to learn, depending on whether or not you guys are friends. You know, I don't know. That he is clear of well, we'll say most of the charges. He's under watch. We're gonna keep an eye on him, but he is cleared to go up to the gala this evening. Keep in mind, though, especially at the further end of the city, the guards may not get this news, maybe not until, like, tomorrow afternoon or morning.
Can we have a written note?
A written note. Like,
well, if we have to do the job tonight, then I would much rather the information be spread as quickly as possible. Official document may save us from unnecessary, conflict.
Right. Okay, yeah, that sounds better than a written note. Official document, yeah, we can do that. If you want me to just write on a piece of paper, that's one thing. But if you want me to put the stamp of the Night's Watch on something, that will probably go a good bit farther. So, yeah, I can.
Would it put everyone at ease for me to be disguised for the party?
You do what you want. Actually, considering that they are the more experienced officers and the higher ranking officers up there, most of them will probably have gotten word, and it would probably be better for you to just stay yourself, considering that they'll be looking for anybody they have not seen before or even heard of. If they heard of you as being a bad guy, but then you've been cleared of all that, then that's far better than being unknown up there tonight. Take my word on that.
All right, Pilgrim.
All right. He says, he just goes.
That sounds like John Wayne, right?
Yeah.
I thought of something totally different when I did the voice, because I like get little voices for each one of these a little bit.
And I wasn't even thinking of Ray Romano, but I guess that did come out.
But yeah. You guys are cleared. You guys walk out, and a little bit of ease comes over all of you as you guys once again set out foot outside the group of you. Nobody's hiding anything. Nobody's doing anything. I would once again assume that Mira was holding on to the puppies for that one, though we really got to figure out what we're going to do with these puppies in the meantime when we forget about them.
They were probably in the hotel room still for that, because we had to
in the hotel room? Okay.
Yeah, we had to be discreet.
All right. Yeah, is there anything else that you guys would like to get done?
I just want to throw out, Jax is proud of Zash for telling the truth and coming clean.
I am just baffled that they didn't throw you in prison immediately.
I told you it was an accident.
And what time is it?
Right now? Oh shoot. I would say about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so we still got a little while until the ball.
4 hours. Which, throughout, again, conversing and stuff with this guy, you guys learned that you guys should be there at about 6 to meet up with the delegates from Thornapple and escort them.
Okay.
Would that be at the hotel, or?
No, it would be at the Night's Watch that you guys have been to, because that also is the guard post for the, we'll say again, elevator, I think is the word that we decided on that. that leads up to the top level of the capital.
Well, Jax is broke, so again.
Yeah, you guys can just fast track if you guys want.
And we can just sit in the room for a while. I can read one of my books.
Sure.
3 hours, not to mention an hour there and back. You only have about 1 hour. I wouldn't say that you'd be able to get very far, but...
Is there a cafe nearby?
Yeah, there are lots of places over here, especially in the shopping district, but there are even some in, like, the financial district, you know, like little cafes and things set up for the really quick in and out, but they also have, like, little tables so that people can do a lot of their financing or whatever over there. Yeah.
Can we just time travel if we'd only get like an hour to ourselves anyway?
Yeah, again, you guys are totally welcome to fast track that. I just want to make sure that you guys have everything done that you want to do beforehand, that you guys know where you're going to put the puppies, that you guys picked up all your important stuff from all the shops, that you guys feel ready for this thing that will commence.
Believe so.
Yeah, I think ducking into a cafe and reading up on planes is what I would like to do.
Okay.
And I'll keep reading the one that's more factual and not more based on myth.
Okay. So, time flies. And before you guys know it, the sun slowly but is starting to creep its way down. There's still plenty of sunlight left, and you guys feel it'll be about until 8 o'clock before it really starts to set, but you can see it's starting to fade over the tops of the buildings up ahead, and over the city wall as the shadows are slowly starting to creep closer and closer to darkness as they cover up the streets. And you guys feel it is about time to make your way over to the Night's Watch Tower. You guys make your way there. And for the very first time, Jax and Zash meet Beth Miller.
But right now, she is known as Lady Grievish.
Yes, correct.
A much less white girl name.
Well, out of game, you guys don't know this obviously, but I thought that this was really awesome. We came up with the name Beth Miller because her persona that she's known by in some of the smaller villages is Gold Digger Miller. But you guys meet her, and once again, it is the overarching fellow who introduces you. Right, you, young warrior woman, have met her, obviously, this morning. The two of you, as he points to both of you, one with each hand, have not. This is Miss Grievish, Lady Grievish. Actually, you should call her that, not Miss Grievish, Lady Grievish. God bless you. She is...
Austin said God bless you more.
She is the delegate, the main delegate from the city of Thornapple, which of course has lot of sway in the finances of the entire Citadel, especially with all the mechanized items that they produce there. I won't bore you with those details, but Miss Grievish, other
Lady Grievish.
fighter, yes, Lady Grievish, right?
This guy is not very good at his job.
Other fighters who are apparently members of the fighting guild now, and you mingle as he just walks away. He's still just so awkward around Mira.
It also takes him 15 hours to say a sentence.
Yep.
So I'm kind of
Goodbye,
glad.
Wolfric.
Did we pick up on him being awkward around Mira?
Perception check.
20.
Yes.
19.
Yes. Yeah, you noticed that his eye contact whenever he looked at Mira would like dart off, and he'd also, that's when a lot of the ums came around. Like Whitney.
Interesting. I like. Can we thank 2 specific people, or does everybody hear it?
Everyone hears it.
Dang it. Okay. I nudge Zash, and I'm like, did you pick up on that?
Zash nods and just thinks into the earpiece for everyone. What did you do to that boy?
Well, I did a power play and it worked.
As she says that, hi, I'm Lady Grievous. She first goes over to Zash to shake his hand. And
I watched all 3 of them intently to make sure they don't do anything dumb.
okay. Do you shake her hand?
He shakes her hand properly and kisses her wrist, or her palm, like a gentleman.
Ooh. Ha. She just moves over.
Yeah, his lips have a little heat to them.
There's a little. One would assume that one might wince or something like that, especially a lady, a proper lady. She holds her composure at any heat and things like that in her hand. And she moves the handshake then over to Jax. And
Jax follows Zash's lead and also kisses the back of her hand.
Okay.
Zash just thinks copycat.
What gentlemen. It is a pleasure to meet you. So how did all of you come about meeting? Did you guys just meet at the Fighters Guild, or have you guys known each other for quite some time before?
I think to the group, are we speaking honestly here?
In the earpiece, I think I would highly suggest we don't.
Okay. Yes, we met at the Fighters Guild.
Intriguing. Before I forget, let me introduce my 2 sons. Twins, in fact. First we have Tanner, who's the eldest. Hi, it's nice to meet you. And I hope I remember the right voice for Taylor. I'm Taylor.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, the snotty one.
It's cool to meet you guys, I guess. Just be sure to have our backs. We're paying lots of money for you. Taylor nudges, and well, I'm just being honest. Still, it's cool to have you guys, and should be quite a ball. They say, trying to act a bit more innocent, having learned the ways of not speaking too much to give too much away, and just speaking in very general sentences. Well, should be quite a journey up to the top. Shall we get started?
We shall.
You gonna fill us in on the details?
Details?
Do you want us in some sort of formation? How do you want us to protect you up there?
I was gonna say, all you guys have to do is be brute force and just stand there and look strong. It shouldn't be too difficult to comprehend. Yes,
That's my specialty, and he winks at her.
You just stand there being strong and mighty, and formation and all that can be tossed to the wind. For the most of it, have as much fun as you'd like. And just remember that there will be a good hefty payday at the end of it too, and I'm sure that will make your nights. You guys start making your way out. As you do, you see they're standing at the bottom of the elevator. Once again, the leader of the Night's Watch, just ready, making sure there are 2 soldiers inside. One of them was from the interview earlier, but he was the one who did not speak. Another one you guys have not met, and if you had, you couldn't tell, at least, that you've met him because he doesn't look very familiar. Some of his helmet is blocking a bit of his face. But you guys make your way onto the elevator. You all have a safe trip. Have a fun time. I will be here with the other Night's Watch members, keeping an eye down here. But aside from these 2 gentlemen operating the lift, and yourselves, only diplomats are allowed to go up there tonight, so, it should be rather quiet aside from all the dancing. And, he looks at Mira. Fun times, and then quickly looks away. So...
Oh, you can't come with us? Mira was really wanting to dance with you.
Off you go. He just pulls a lever, and it starts to... You move up very suddenly. It just shakes the ground beneath your feet a little bit. You all are able to keep your ground, but it's just rather surprising as Lady Grievish just lets out a little sudden, jolted exacerbation. So, how long should this be? She says to one of the knights. Just a few minutes, no more than 15. My goodness. Off we go. You guys slowly make your way up. It is a beautiful, beautiful sight. As you guys look over and now see the sun setting just beyond the ocean. Setting just beyond the city wall. That shadows the rest of the city. Yet some structures that are just tall enough are able to reach up over that and get a little bit of sunlight left, as though they're reaching for that last bit of light on their roof and shingles. You guys watch as a couple of ships coming in and out of port are disappearing off into the sunset, and the waves are ever so subtle from this far, yet you're sure that they gotta be at least 10 feet high out there at some points. They just look like little ripples from over here. You guys continue to make your way up, as though you guys are chasing to see that last bit of sunlight as it goes down over the horizon. And once you guys finally reach the top, that last bit of light drops down. Alright, do you guys know where you're going inside? As he pulls back the gate, and it slides, and begins to move. Do you guys know where you're going?
No.
Out of game, I believe Mira's the only one that saw the layout, so...
Yeah, Mira does have the blueprints.
Sorry, I had to mute my mic again.
No worries.
Yes. Yeah. I do know what way we need to go.
Alright, good to know. And, Miss Gravish, Lady Gravish, that one was just me as a DM, because I kept on doing it for the other guy. Lady Grievish, you have a pleasant evening, and if I may say, what you and Thornapple have done for the Citadel is tremendous. I mean, just look at us. Without Thornapple, this lift wouldn't have even been possible. We had to use stairs before. That was something. Have a good night. She... Of course. As you guys are walking out, she sort of leans over to Mira and goes, "My goodness, I didn't know that the gods would be this knowledgeable about what Thornapple provides." Just, that's a little bit sigh.
Well, it is an industrial city. But you would know that if you really did research.
Research is for suckers. She waves.
Research keeps you alive.
Well,
Do we notice this little mini conversation they're having here?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, she just openly talks like this in front of all of us.
that's a good question.
We're kind
She
of
does
whispering.
yeah. She does
You're, like,
a
leaned in,
little
though.
bit of stealth.
Aren't we all like right here though?
We can try stealth if you want.
The thing is that Beth Miller has a really high stealth. Like
I have a
with-
decent stealth.
Fair enough. And also that. Okay. Yeah, no, you guys, what's your passive perceptions?
14.
11 or 12. Hang on, it's one of those. That's fine.
Fair enough. Yeah, you guys do not hear this tiny conversation.
Friggin' rogues.
Beth Miller has mastered the craft of making sure that those who she wants to hear things hears them. So she is able to keep quite quiet about this. But you guys do notice them talking a little bit. You can't hear what they're saying, but you do see that they're like sort of talking to each other. As with your, well, I should say, Zash notices that with the passive perception of 14. All right. I didn't know if you guys.
Sorry, I noticed what?
No problem. You did notice that they were talking back and forth.
Okay.
That they were sort of leaning in and saying a little bit. You couldn't hear what though.
Okay.
But you guys make your way along the sort of outskirts of the. Because the entrance to the Capitol, it goes out along the front area here. Actually, I can show it to you. You guys make your way from this elevator here, up around to the outside here, and then inward. And you guys make your way up into the ground floor of the Capitol, where you guys are greeted about 30 minutes before the ball starts by a number of just servants. It's 30 minutes beforehand. You don't expect many people to be showing up at all. In fact, you're sort of surprised that Beth Miller wanted to even come this early, considering that most of the time people arriving this early would tend to stand out. Or they'd need to be really, really close to the people, or important, things like that. Like people who come to set up before the party, yet it's on a much more grand scale, and setting up, in this case, stands for just drinking wine while you have your own personal servants help out with their personal servants. Like, that's about it. But you guys make your way in, and there are dozens, literally about a dozen on each side of you, of servants lined up in rows, just straight across here. And as you guys walk in, including you guys, including the members of the Fighters Guild, just to protect the delegates, as you pass by each one, the men bow and the women curtsy. You guys finally make your way to the very back.
While we're walking through the entirety of this building, can I check and see if there's anything that doesn't quite match the blueprints or looks out of the ordinary?
Right now you just see this front foyer area. From what you can see, everything looks exactly the same. In fact, each and every one of these things is an actual item that sort of stands out in the world, like that actually stands out in real life, because apparently they marked each and every little pedestal or statue or things like that. Some of these are flower vases, some of these are busts of heads, and over here we have two very large display cases with some interesting and very valuable looking items, including a crown that looks rather valuable, and jewels of all sorts, in what you can imagine would be 2-inch thick glass. But all those are marked, and once you guys finally make your way to the very end, there is one gentleman who's dressed more nice than the rest of the servants, yet not as nice as Lady Grievish has decided to dress herself, or has she dressed the twins. This gentleman would appear to be wearing a sort of butler's outfit in uniform with the long coattail that goes down the back. Good day. If you would, make your way to the left dining area. That is where you guys will be spending the ball. You are If you wish free to roam around a little bit, just do not go past the gated areas, and no one is permitted in the upper levels. Enjoy your night.
Jax, thanks to the group, don't forget that our true objective is to figure out who's been poisoning these people.
Great.
Do you guys make your way over to the left then, to the dining area?
Yup.
Yes.
Yes.
As you guys make your way down, you see that there is, over here, what appears to be a couple of people, like, coming in and out of here. They appear to be, like, restrooms, things like that. And at the very far end, you do see what appears to be that gated area that they spoke of. There is a big red, like, sort of like a, velvet red thing, you know, that they use in, like, Hollywood. Guarded by two larger gentlemen. And that's just this one gated area. But the doors over here are wide open, and you guys head in, and you see a number of more servants just putting up the last touches for the ball tonight. Setting up not only the tablecloths, but now putting these elegant vases, however you want to say it, with beautiful floral decorations and arrangements sprouting out from them as though it had been growing in the vase for years, just for this one night to be on display. You do see a larger ball dance floor where you assume many people will be dancing. You see what appears to be like a nice, not a quartet, but a nice smaller band setting up, mostly strings, woodwinds, of course, not like rock or anything. And you see a mishmash of people here and there. Mostly a couple of other delegates, not many of the delegates, but there are other people aside from yourselves and the servants. Right. Well, I will, I'm gonna go take my seat. I believe that you guys will just be up along the wall for the most of the night. I don't know, you guys can roam around if you want. Do whatever it is you like, but just be sure, you know, that to always have one person keeping an eye on us. In fact, myself and I believe it was Myra had talked about how one person at least should be with us, but for the most bit, this has got to be the safest place in the entire capital, without a doubt, so.
I'm not sure about that. Jax, I think you should stay with them.
Oh.
I was gonna do a quick lap around, and I think to the group, I was gonna detect for any poisons in the area.
Well, as much as I would love to be surrounded by these strong gentlemen, I feel as though a woman's company would be most valuable tonight, no? We can go to the bathroom every now and again and have girl talk about her makeup. That is, if you wear makeup, being a brute and all.
I say through the earpiece, guys, please help me. Please help me. Please help me.
I just rolled a natural 20 perception check into what's going on between them. I know you can't just tell me, like, oh, that's her mom, but it's pretty suspicious.
Still, it is suspicious. You do notice that there is something suspicious going on with them. You've known that from what Mira told you about how, you know, she knew some stuff about her. You can tell that there's definitely far more of a history than that, and that you can tell that she's spent time with this person. But that's, I would say, it.
I just think to Mira, just give me a quick minute to do a quick lap around this room at least to see if I can detect anything.
And I think back, alright, but I do think our best bet with sneaking around would probably be with me going solo.
You can sneak, but I mean, I can detect what we're looking for.
True.
I can blend into the crowd, so I think I'm probably just as good at stealthing as you are.
I'm fine with watching over her if that's what you want, but just give me a quick second to just at least do this room.
I mean, our payday counts on keeping them happy. Maybe we should keep Mira with Lady over here.
My goodness, such a long pause in between the conversation. I hope I didn't scare you men off. I mean, not that your company isn't welcome either, of course.
How about this? You and our young lady here can get acquainted, and I'll take the late shift with you.
Things always get more fun the further into the night you go. That sounds splendid.
I'm just picturing how bad he's making her.
I also think to the group to maybe question some of these servants. They might be more willing to speak than the delegates.
Alright, I'll stay with you for at least a little while, but I think my services would be much better looking around the building afterwards.
Looking around the building? My what for?
Possible threats. I'm quite thorough.
Well, so long as you stay away from those barricaded areas, of course. Wouldn't want to get us into any trouble, seeing as how you're escorting me and all. I don't want to have to be responsible for incapable escorts. As she looks at Zash. Just like a sly smile and things, like she's totally dropping a double meaning on that.
Not to worry, I'm a very responsible escort.
Noted.
Yes, the only downside to him is that he's broke.
That's what you think.
Housebroken, one would hope.
Well, he owes me a loan, so he's kind of in the red.
You still have a lot of our money.
I really don't.
So, what do we do until the ball starts?
Jack starts walking around, and he's going to cast Detect Poison and Disease. It lasts 10 minutes, and it's a 30-foot sphere. So as I just kind of like walk around the room.
Yeah. Good thinking. As you walk around the room, people are still setting everything up. It doesn't look like there are any goblets coming out or anything like that. A lot of the things that might be coming out, you assume, will be set up over on these areas here, if you can see on the little screen. These are probably going to be more so like banquet style things, and then of course served courses throughout the evening. But these will probably be like desserts, some of the appetizers that waiters not only will be walking around with, but will also be on display over here. And then all these are dining tables, and this is the head table.
Okay.
Can I see what other kind of people are around here? Like, I know there's the wait staff.
Yeah.
But are there, like, cleaning people or anything that are going around the building?
No, anyone who would be cleaning has been moved out at this point. This place was, like, scrubbed top to bottom before this morning so that everything was ready for the ball. Now, the only people aside from the people prepping the tables for their final looks and smoothing out the tablecloth so that there's not a single wrinkle in them, the only people aside from them are the other diplomats that you guys see. Some of them, some of them are from the are very elvish looking, completely elvish looking, in fact. and they are adorned in some very, very beautiful green robes with like sort of like almost beautiful twig designs in their hair, but it's not like, you know, they have just twigs in their hair. No, like these are like expertly carved to sort of mix between the look of like antlers and just a crown in their head, mainly on the women, and the men have very, very long flowing hair, which the women do too, but it's mostly kept up, and the men have it down all the way down to about their waist in the back. And again, both though are adorned in very similar looking green, beautiful gowns. Those are one of the groups. You also see, you see a, ooh, where is it? Oh dang, it's on the other one. You see a couple of very aquatic-looking people. Almost reminds you of Shushar the Awakened by their, not stature, not physique, but like just their general biology. Very aquatic-looking, but much more slim. Blue, very blue. Shushar the Awakened was like purple and pale, and white almost, but these are very, very blue looking people with webbed fingers, adorned in very, very beautiful blue gowns, but also with some sort of magical aura surrounding them, which is keeping a good bit of a, I want to say like a steam kind of barrier from the rest of the air. Not water, but very thick steam. And that extends for about, I would say, 6 inches at most off their person. But that's about it for now. Other people are trickling in, sort of. Most of the people who come in appear to be some of the more noble people from the city itself.
So
Okay.
we are free to explore this entire downstairs area. We just can't go up the stairs.
Except for the barricaded areas downstairs, which so far all that you've seen was this one back here. So you guys are in this area right now, and you've only seen this area being barricaded off, and this you could quickly tell was a bathroom of sorts.
Okay.
And I didn't detect anything with that spell, right?
Yeah, sorry. As you went around, and again, that's why I got confused and forgot to mention that, is because again, people are setting up all the dishes and stuff. Or people are setting up all the decorations, but not really the dishes. So far as you can tell, you do not detect any poisons of anything yet. But no glasses have come out, it would seem. Or I'd say, yeah, only very few have, as some of the waitstaff are now starting to get the trays ready to walk around to the people who are starting to mingle. And again, even though it is now about 20 minutes early, 25, they're getting ready to make sure that everybody's just kept fed and happy and possibly drunk if they want to be.
I just quickly think to the group, no poison yet.
Yep, whatever they're walking out with right now, there's no poison detectable on it.
And what's the barricade look like? Is it just like a locked door, or is it actually like barred?
Again, it's like a red velvet kind of rope type of thing with two large gentlemen standing up front of it. Sort of looks like an entrance to a nightclub, but one would be safe assuming it is not.
Okay.
Alright. So, here, now that I have you alone, as the two of these are, as Zash and Jax are going off looking around, do you now want to tell me what it is that you're looking for here?
Again, something dangerous is happening. We're just here to try and get some information towards that.
Oh, what, and help? Since when do you go around and help?
Well, that is a question, isn't it?
If you want to be of help, then you could have stuck around and finished our next job that we were working on. But no, you just had to leave and make everything 10 times harder, like you always do. Not the leaving bit, but always making everything harder, like it's all about you.
Oh, really? And which one of us didn't want to wait and risk getting, let's see, all of us in prison for, I don't know, murder?
Ugh. This
Could have
again?
just been you.
I said I was sorry.
Yeah, well, sorry doesn't help when you get 3 people who are just going along with the ride
But
in possible danger.
we weren't in danger, though, were we? No! Everything worked out. We didn't go to jail. As she starts to look around now a bit, as some of the people walk by, starting to serve the platters of food. We didn't get put into jail. We were maybe a little bit lucky, but we used our skill. We used what I taught you. That's what
Yes.
made you grow up into such a beautiful, high potential. She holds out her hand, sort of touching the side of your face. High potential, truly great woman. But you run from it.
Oh, and about 10 minutes ago you said I was a brute, huh?
Well, if you walk around acting like one, then that's all I'll call you.
Well, and
What?
if
You
you
wanna
keep
join the
walking
fighters
around and
guild?
acting like a whore, that's what I'll call you.
Or you should watch what you say around here. Don't forget, I am the diplomat of Thornapple. I could snap my
Well,
fingers and
in
have you
a
thrown
few
into
locations, so am I. I have documentation.
You're from Thornapple. You're not a diplomat.
Oh?
Nonetheless, just because I want to have a little fun in my late years, my golden years, doesn't mean anything. Maybe I don't want to just go for only the money anymore. Maybe I want something more, something physical. You can't help but like almost spit out a little bit of like the wine that was like just handed to you.
Oh, but you've been doing that for years and look where it got you.
It got me 3 beautiful children. Once again caresses the side of your face. And so
No,
wise
you just
that they
kept
would-
doing the same thing you had always done, and you just happened to have 3 accidents.
No. Just because you're an accident
No,
doesn't mean you're
I'm
not a
not
beautiful child.
You're right. You got 3 accomplices.
You're hardly an accomplice. Now, your twin brothers. I could not ask for anyone better. They do exactly what Mommy tells them.
Maybe I'm just smarter.
I doubt that. They're wise when you put them together. But I love all of you equally if you would just learn to listen. And she sort of like holds your hand and just slaps a little bit with each one of those.
Well, if you excuse me, Lady Grievish, I need to do a perimeter check.
I feel like your friends have that handled, no? As she looks over to Jax, who's really investigating the food platter, like really looking closely to it. And you just see his long snout, and just like really squinting at every bit of it just to make sure. He just lets out a little sniffle. A sniff.
Love it.
I feel like they have it handled. Come now. I need to hit the restroom. Join me, won't you? She just starts heading that direction, assuming that you're behind her. She doesn't grab your arm this time. She doesn't pull you in that direction. She walks with a very confident sway of the legs and hips as she walks, like just assuming that you're there.
So my brothers are alone?
Yeah. They weren't very near for this. They, once they found out what table they would be at, they went to that, and now they're sort of trying to, flag down some of the wait staff with some of the hors d'oeuvres.
I want to walk over to them.
Hey, sis, how's it going? Yeah.
I
what's
would... I give him a high five.
Nice.
I have a question about Mom.
What's up?
In your opinion, has she been a bit more reckless lately?
Reckless? I would not say so. If anything, I'd say that she's more determined, but very consistent with this one thing. We haven't really had any sort of heist ever since you left.
Oh, really? What have you been doing?
Mostly this and that. Spent a bit of time in Thornapple.
And what did you do there?
I don't know. Stayed at some really nice places, though. Yeah, and we met some really nice people, too. And the
Did you
food
pull
was
any...
awesome.
Did you pull any jobs?
No. Now that you say it, we were just sort of living it up. Yeah. Why?
Hmm.
Did you pull
I
any
just
jobs
wanted-
while you've been gone?
A few here and there.
Oh, really? What were they? Yeah, did you make a lot of money?
I make enough to get by.
Oh, so you didn't pull any money from some rich saps, huh?
No. Not really.
You really gotta learn to do that. That's where the good money is.
It's also riskier.
Eh, can be. But that's why Ma always went for the senile ones.
That is true. But were you using up the savings for the life in Thornapple, or was something else going on?
I don't know. Yeah. I just put us in really good places, I guess. But, we never asked where the money was coming from. You know, most of the time we don't want to know, because, yeah. And they just sort of look down, stop eating, lose their appetite just a little.
How did you feel about the last job we pulled when I was there? I think Mom was too impatient.
Could be. But Ma always told us, never look back, always look forward. Yeah, if you look back, you're just gonna be dwelling on the past.
But the past can catch up with you.
Well, that's why you keep moving, isn't it?
Still, everything must come to an end at some point. Well, enough of that. I'm gonna go follow the old hag to the bathroom.
Alright. They just continue to eat. They sort of like one of oh my god, I was about to say Turvy. I don't know why. Tanner tries to take a little croissant off Taylor's plate, and he just sort of swats his hand away and takes that one and looks at him weird.
Do I see where like the food is coming from? Like where they're bringing it in from?
You do. Yes. It is right over here at these doors. They
Can I walk through there?
You do not see any red rope in front of it, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Yeah, I step through there.
You walk through the front door. The waitstaff are very cautious to avoid bumping into you, and very kind and what's the word I'm looking for? They bow and curtsy if they see you. They're like, sir, and they just avoid making direct eye contact, but will move around you and continue to do their job. And you can see that they're still coming through this door now.
And has it been 10 minutes since I cast my spell?
It has not.
Okay.
It
Can
is
I
not
step
worn
through
off.
that door?
Yeah, you walk into it, and there you see a number of chefs cooking up at a couple of stations here, mostly working on the hors d'oeuvres right now. You see a number of them pulling some things out of this area here, which all appear to be frozen, which would appear to be some sort of very large ice box. And you see them putting any waste over to here.
And still nothing lighting up or
Nothing's
anything.
lighting up.
Okay. And I walk back out to the dining area.
All right. Does Zash do anything?
The idea I have, I mean, I guess if I'm with Jax, that's fine. The idea I had, because he's got the food covered, is that I was going around mingling, trying to find someone that if in a pinch I had to transform into, I would know enough about them to be undercover.
Oh, nice.
I just didn't want to play all that through and take time away from other more important stuff.
Who, in particular, do you mingle with? Anyone in the wait staff? Any of the aforementioned delegates? Anyone of the random nobles coming in from this? What would appear to be just random nobles from the city? Who by chance?
I feel like a delegate or a noble would make the most sense.
Okay.
Because they are the guests of the party, so they would be more, probably more forgiving of them, like in the wrong place,
Okay.
than the wait staff.
Possibly, yeah.
Like, if they were caught.
Yeah.
But it has to be someone like relatively my, body shape and whatnot. I don't know if it's just like a bunch of like short, fat nobles. If I'm, thinking stereotypically.
No. In fact, the delegates from the Elvish area appear to be maybe just a little bit taller than you, but they have
Okay.
very similar stature. Possibly a little bit lankier, but they're pretty right up there. A number of the nobles who are coming in from the town below are fatter, just because they are better fed. But a number of them still can be gentlemen or women who look nicer. Some of them just might appear to be rather fit people. Yeah, of any sort. So you're just looking for someone more fit. And again, would you like to go up to the delegates then, who are about right here? Would you like to go up to the nobles who are coming in over here?
I don't really know what the difference is.
Delegates are from different towns around the world. And in this case, the ones best fitting, especially considering that the fish people would be quite a bit more difficult to disguise, the ones most fitting, you can assume, are from the Elvish city of Jakku, which is just like a little
It's a desert planet.
strip of land. Yeah, exactly. 1K, not 2, but yes, a little strip of land, which is just south of the island of Vok. It is almost completely restricted to elves. They don't necessarily discriminate against other things. They might look down on other humanoids, or just humans, a good bit different, and half elves a little bit. But to your belief, they would be rather open to talking with such grand entities as Fire Genasi or things of that matter, Aircraw, or just very different things. They're just not huge fans of humans in general.
Okay.
And then the nobles are just from the town below, and they are just the rich of the rich in the Citadel, who happen to get an invite to this, maybe because they're heads of their branches in the financial district, or really influential shop owners in the shopping district, or just major landowners in the Citadel altogether.
I think I'd probably go to a noble. There's more excuses for them to be perusing around a mansion.
Okay. So give me the general idea of a noble that you look for. Male, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean,
Your
someone within like a foot of my height
Yep.
and fairly same build.
Fairly same build.
That's really the only stipulation.
All right, there are a number of them. The one that is closest to you is dressed in a very, very lavish-looking gown again. Not necessarily a tux or anything, but more of a purplish gown. And he's just looking around, also keeping an eye out for the waitstaff for wine and food and hors d'oeuvres and everything like that.
Okay, I'll go to him.
Okay. Yes, may I help you?
Hi, how are you enjoying the food tonight?
It's quite nice. I'm sorry, I don't think I quite met you before.
You haven't.
Vorfleck. It is a pleasure to meet you.
You too. He shakes his hand, firmly, but not like hard.
Yeah.
Says, "My name is Zashmar Efreet. I'm one of the what do we have a name, like the Knights Guard? Is that what we're called?
You are members of the Fighters Guild. You are basically hired muscle
I'll go.
for this event. Not.
I'm one of the members of the Fighters Guild, guarding her ladyship tonight.
Her ladyship. Oh, you mean Lord Awen's wife?
Is that who I mean?
That is quite an impressive stature. You must be very trusted in the city, and a very impressive fighter indeed.
I don't like to boast, but I am all of those things.
Cheers to that, says he holds up his wine glass. And the servant is walking by. He takes one from it and hands it to you. I'm sorry, I'm having like coughing fit right now for no reason.
It's okay.
He hands that to you.
Oh, thank you. But we've got some time before the shindig gets underway. I am not good with words tonight. Shindig gets underway. Just pretend I'm being eloquent.
Fair enough.
Tell me more about you. I'm very interested in the people around here.
Fair enough. I own many. Well, let's be honest. I own all of the wardrobe shops and, gown areas here in the Citadel. We try and make it seem like the prices are competitive, but, we keep it noble.
Well, you know what they say. When you own the cow, you can charge whatever you want for the milk.
Too true. Especially when the next cow is, 70 kilometers away?
I like the way you think.
And how is it that you came to be such a renowned fighter here in this capital? And I'm sure that must pay quite a hefty price. And no offense by this, but armor isn't really the thing to wear to this. I know that you are, of course, trying to be a guard, is it, or something like that, but you should really come by the shop sometime. Just throw my name there, and heck, I'll make sure you get 70% off, at least.
I will definitely take you up on that, thank you.
Yes.
I figured for the occasion, I shouldn't, overdress and I don't know. I'm basically trying to say that he doesn't want to show up everyone else around, by looking too good. But yeah, I can't come up with the words.
Quite. However, I have a bit of a different motto. I believe the more you get people to stare, as he twirls around in his elegant gown, for a man. Like, this sort of half-elvish looking kind of guy, just slightly pointed ears, maybe like, we'll say like an eighth elvish, twirls around in this purple gown, just spins with it as you realize it just starts to not necessarily like sparkle like glitter, no, but just more of a magical twinkle with it. Shines up, and it draws the attention of many of the men and women in the room as he twirls around, as he goes, the more you get people to stare, the more you can influence them in any way you wish. And that's really how I got my influence in this town to begin with.
Zash he kind of like balls his hands together, like kind of held open. I'm like gesturing like, oh yeah, you can't see me. I forgot. He kind of balls his hands up like only the guy can see, and creates a little fire and says, "Trust me, I know a thing or two about turning heads when I need to."
Fair enough. Okay, nice. And yeah, I can see it. It's just on the delayed thing because I'm watching the stream here. Magic is quite a jaw-dropper as well. Are you a specialist in that?
I'm specialist in a lot of things, but I would say fire is my specialty, yeah.
Fair enough. I meant magic to begin with, but wow, being a renowned fighter and a mage, that must be something. Have you yet visited the Mages Guild here in the city?
I haven't. I figured it's best not to cross streams, if you know what I mean. But
yes.
I do have some magical adeptitude, if you will. I don't think that's a word.
It's not.
Aptitude. There it is.
There it is. Well. That is very, very good to know. And it's very smart to be a big fish in a little pond. After all, the best and brightest that this town has in the way of fighters go with a barbarian with the memory span of a goldfish and well, the least spoken Night's Watch Guard leader I've ever had the mispleasure of meeting, really. But if you can take that over, that's far easier and one would say much more impressive than taking over, say, some of the rather impressive mages that we have here in the Citadel.
Things to say. I was basically just trying to get some information out of him. I guess maybe I don't want to take up all of your time this evening, but it's been a wonderful discussion with you. I'm sure I'll see you around tonight, but I should probably check on our host, as I am supposed to be guarding her.
Yes, of course. Lady Eowyn very much so needs to have a good eye out for her tonight, so be sure to do that. But you have a good one.
Oh, I plan to watch her very closely.
Good. Take care. And remember, hit the shops for 70% off. Just drop my name.
I will. Did he give me the name of his shop?
He did not give you the name of his shop, but he gave you the name of him. Do us a favor, go and make an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence? Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, nice.
I looked at my score and then looked down at the roll.
Thammag. Tamag Voflek. He says that he owns most, and then he corrected himself and he said, let's be honest, all of the fabric shops in the Citadel. Voflek. Voflek.
I wrote it down, but I'm still not going to know how to say that.
Tamag Voflek. Alright. And yeah, we would say you got pretty acquainted not only with his appearance up close, but also a bit of his personality too. Very flamboyant gentleman. Alright, we go over to Mira, now joining her mother in the bathroom. She goes, oh, there you are. I've been waiting for you for minutes. Ugh.
Sorry about that.
Well, I knew you'd come, so it's no problem. So, now that we have a bit more privacy, and don't worry, we're the only ones in here. Barricade the door if you want to. But what exactly are you trying to warn me about here? I can assure you, these people are good. Well, not good. But these people wouldn't harm flies, so long as the flies weren't made of gold.
Well, we have reason. Sorry. We have reason to believe that some of them might. We think someone high up in the Citadel may have been poisoning the people.
Oh, the incident that happened a few days ago.
I also got a tip, which led me to a town called... what was it? Silent Drew, about some poison as well. From there, it led us to the Underdark, in which we found that the drow there were helping supply poison to someone up here. Trying to poison, well, I initially thought high members of society here. I'm sorry for that. Hold on. Okay, it stopped for a second. Other than that, that's all we know. Honestly, we just needed to get in to get information.
Well, let me tell you what I know. Some of the people who I've spoken to about the incident have told me that where it originated from was up here. Yes. Do you know what that means? She looks at you expecting, like, an answer or something.
I'd much rather you just cut the bullshit and just tell me what you
used
think
to be
happened.
Smart. An educated guess would be fine too. It's not what
I've had a
think.
pretty rough few days, okay?
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Many of these people lost their families, which you did too, if you think about it. But you decided to leave us instead, so I'm sure it must not have hurt you at all. But you don't think about how it affected your brothers or me. Nonetheless, if it started here, it affected people the most here. The most people that killed were up here on the upper level, and then a lot of the noble men and women who lived closer to the beginning of the river. I mean, sure, some people with really weak immune systems already at the very end died too, but what point would they have killing off the noble men and women of the city? No, if you ask me. I mean, sure, this city had a bit of a population problem, but don't go with the noblemen.
Well, what if someone wanted to make a problem so that they could fix it and gain favor?
Oh. Like re-election favor.
Now you're getting it.
That being said, he is up for re-election. However, Lord Eowyn cannot get much, I'll say, favor from this. What good would causing dismay and panic in the city do for someone trying to gain re-election? Doesn't look like he has any control over the city at all then. Especially considering that he doesn't.
Well, the last time this type of thing happened, they blamed it on rats. And if he were to say, kill all the rats, which he did, and she does air quotes, stopping the problem, if it doesn't happen again, that gives us a very good chance to believe that he was the one who caused it in the first place.
Well, I suppose that could be one way of looking at it, but nonetheless, you seem
I also have the name of a noble who may or may not have been supplying all this, who was very close to the dear lord of this city.
Well,
that's why I suspect it.
What was the name of this person who you got through whispers and shadows?
I'm wondering if I should tell you. I've already told you so much.
Oh, for heaven's sake, just out with it, girl.
Can I check just to make sure there's no one here?
Yeah, for sure. Perception.
My favorite. 6.
You do not see anyone.
I don't know the full first name, but I know the last name is Flynn.
What? No.
Why?
Enough of this silly talk. We get back up to the party now, and I don't want any more of your hideous slander to that name.
I grab her arm.
No.
And what is wrong with my information, pray tell? Why are you so agitated now? You wanted to know.
Where did you hear the name Flynn?
I heard it from my sources when I was heading to Silent Drew. That's what led me there.
Peter is one of the noblest men I've ever met. He's changed a lot for me, and I will not have you sully his name, especially not when you're at his party.
And what relationship do you have to this Peter Flynn? Thank you for giving me. It'll make things much easier.
Well, it doesn't matter. You still haven't seen his face, but if you did, and you're anything like me, you'll swoon at the sight of it.
I heard a description, and he's not really my type.
No. Tall, dark, and handsome isn't your type. My goodness. To be honest, that's the entire reason why I came to the Citadel, was to see him again. Well, stay close with him.
As a word of warning, from what I've learned, I suggest not doing anything of that sort until at least this is over. And he's in the clear. I might have left you,
In the clear from
but I don't want you to do
you?
something stupid.
No. I'd much rather believe my... What was it now? 4 months of getting to know him than the words of you, who I don't even know after all this time.
You keep changing your mind about me. You want me here, you don't.
Well, I want a better version of you here. Not the brooding, teenaged angst version who goes around berating people that you don't even know.
Teenage, do you even know how old I am?
No, I know how old you are. It's ridiculous that you've held on to it for this long. You've been like this ever since you were growing up, and I assumed that you would just snap out of it one day and actually become an adult, a woman. But no. you've held on to this brooding, self-pitying, and just emotional self for so long. It's pathetic.
Oh, and who do you think made me this way, Mother?
Not me, that's for sure. It would never be
Oh,
becoming
no,
of a
most
Miller
definitely.
You're ridiculous.
You always
and
assumed I
puzzled
never
heart.
had a conscience.
Oh, what, and you think that I didn't?
Yeah, pretty much.
You thought that it was easy for me to go around doing some far worse things than you've even seen. Worse things than you've had to live with and imagine like it was the end of the world with. When I've seen things so much worse than that, but I kept going for you and your brothers. Surprises though you may be, mistakes you were not. And I fought every day for you, whether you knew it or not. To give you the best life that you never had. To make up for the fact that you didn't have a father who would be there to protect for and provide for all of you throughout all that time. I was the one actually doing something about it, and I was the one giving you the tools and resources to do something about it in the life after, once you finally moved out. Though I was hoping it would be under better conditions and when you were far better ready. Not going off some half-baked idea coming from a poorly paid servant information hub or whatever. However you get your information, it is wrong. I can assure you of that.
Fine. But when this all comes crashing down, and you figure out that you were wrong, if you expect me to help you, don't. Can I tell if anything she just said to me she was lying?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Would this be insight?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh my god, 6.
She seemed very honest with it. She seemed very emotional. A lot of the things that she said made you very emotional. You just couldn't really see past that. Well, likewise to you. When your
Just
world
don't-
comes crashing down with those two men of the night you're going with, then don't look to me and your brothers. After today, you can consider us done. Be out of your life. Just be sure to keep your little ruse of a living in Thornapple just that. That's all of them now.
Fine. But if... at least give those two a lifeline. Don't drag them with you.
Track them with me. They're living better than they ever have, and they'll continue to live that way.
Yeah. Living a life where they don't even know where the money's coming from. Do you think that doesn't bother them?
Sometimes it doesn't even take money, just the right negotiating. You should know that. Nonetheless, despite what you might think, I am the diplomat from Thornapple. Something, isn't it? I simply talked my way into becoming that little mechanized town's diplomat. I'm here under the most honorable intentions. Work and possibly love. Yet you come here, pointing fingers, possibly going to make smoke anywhere that you step this evening. And unfortunately, I won't be able to step out of it, no matter how hard I try, because now your lies, funny, have painted me as the ones that you guys are guarding. So no matter what you do, I might look as an accomplice. Despite what you might think of your brothers, they're very capable.
I know they are.
We will assure that nothing too out of hand happens tonight. As you guys hear a little bit of fanfare coming from outside the door. Ah, that would be some of the men. Off we make our way. She just walks out the door. Well, undoing like a little latch that was closing it. And you guys walk out.
Actually, can I stay in the bathroom?
Okay. Jax and Zash, you see as Miss Grievish walks out, and very soon after, from the next doors down, the fanfare and the butler introduce. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Lord and Lady Eowyn, as now the small groups who had been joining in. It is about 7 o'clock now, and people are still standing around huddled together, but it's a rather large crowd. They all begin to cheer and applause as he lifts off another couple of names. You two both recognize as well, as he announces Sir Peter Flynn, and Peter walks out on stage to add the announcement. Now, having seen the faces of the men and woman who you are up here to see, that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Wow, that was an interesting episode. There was so much. That was so much fun. Oh my god. Okay. I'm going to save that. And
I'm glad I convinced you to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorry that Jax didn't have as much to do tonight, but we will also get a lot done with Jax in the next episode, I strongly feel, too. But it's simply because...
And Brandon will have plenty to do in the next few days.
Yes.
What
yes,
will I do
that's
on
true,
next
too.
day?
That's true, too. We'll see. We'll see.
Just as a person.
We'll see if you're even rested by next week's episode. Hopefully, once everything gets going, you guys will be very well rested, and hopefully the next few days at the hospital, once you guys bring in your firstborn, go very, very awesomely and nicely and well rested and wholesomely. And everyone wish them luck, and thank you so much, all the viewers, for watching. You guys.
And also, we have tomorrow, right?
Yes. Real quick, thank you so much to the guys who stuck around throughout this entire thing. Thank you so much, guys. Hello, shout out to you. You have remained anonymous because you guys didn't talk very much in chat either. But, talk in the next one, and thank you so much for tuning in. That means the world, honest to goodness, that you guys stayed through our imaginative just ramblings. So thank you so much. Real quick, before we talk about tomorrow, too, a huge shout out to @JMool, JMOOL, on Reddit, who actually made this incredible artwork for us. Thank you so much, Brandon, for getting in touch with them to create this incredible artwork. Also, a huge thank you to @Carly Matson, who made this incredible artwork, which shows all of you guys, especially as well as Delilah too, who has not been in a couple of games in a while, but we all still have the unicorn horn to reach her. But there, of course, is Jax, Mira, and Zash. And huge thank you to Taylor Davis for the incredible violin music, much of which you've heard throughout tonight's episode. Huge thank you to Kevin McLeod, who makes incredible music and really artwork that he makes for free for everyone. All you have to do is continue to spread the word of his incredible work, which I feel is incredible to do in the first place. That is very, very kind to do with what you make. and it's spreading the joy and beauty of what it is that you do. So I very much so appreciate that. And speaking of which, speaking of spreading the beauty of what you do, if you guys want to make artwork, go ahead and send us anything that you want to do, even if it's a little sketch. We would love to see it of the characters, of fan art, whatever it is, and it will definitely be promoted here. If you want a shout out, go ahead and send us anything, and we would love to see it. But yes, so tomorrow we have an incredible one-shot hosted by Rachel, which I will let her explain a little bit about. Well, actually, I shouldn't say tomorrow, because it will probably be uploaded like Thursday, because I'm just recording, not streaming, which is slightly different. But go ahead and tell us what they have to look forward to in the future, nonetheless.
All right, tomorrow we will be having, hopefully, Brandon, Rebecca, Austin, Justin, and a friend of mine named Chris are all going to be playing in the one-shot. It's going to be a mansion puzzle, and it should be fun. Everybody is either going to have a secret or they might not have one, but there may be hidden motives within what's happening.
I can't wait, and it is on the D&D 5e platform as well. This is not Rachel's first one-shot. She did the incredible Honey Heist, which is already uploaded to YouTube, which you can go check that out on the YouTube channel again, which is youtube.com/The Majestic, or just by searching The Majestic. And it's called Honey Heist. That was an incredible one-shot that she ran, but this is her first one-shot in the D&D 5e realm, and we are so excited to have her host it. Thank you so much for that, Rachel. We hope to be bringing you lots of variants where hopefully everybody will get the opportunity to bring to life some of their own creations and one-shots and gameplays that they would like to do, and we hope that you guys tune in for that too. Again, stay tuned here. Follow on Twitch, which is absolutely free, on my channel at least, where you just follow and, you know, it'll notify you whenever I go live at www.twitch.tv/TheMajesticGaming, as well as the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TheMajestic, which I include the link to Zero Score, aka Justin's channel, on there, and we would love to have you check that out as well as the many, many additional, very creative things that we plan to bring you in the future. So thank you so much again for watching, everyone, and say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.